Today, let's delve into the insightful guidance on the 12 things a wise person never says. Before we embark on this journey, it's essential to understand 7 key principles. Allow me to illustrate these concepts through a compelling story. The tale of the wise old man. In a serene village, an old wise man resided, known far and wide for his profound wisdom. Despite his renown, he remained humble, spending his days in contemplation and connection with the universe. People from near and far sought his advice on various matters, big and small, and he always provided answers that brought satisfaction and peace. One day, a curious young man from a neighboring village decided to visit the wise sage. This young man was known for his social skills and his ability to converse about anything under the sun. However, despite his outward sociability, he felt an emptiness, a void that he couldn't fill. After observing the young man for a while, the wise man proposed a challenge: to live in silence for 7 days. Each morning, the wise man would impart a lesson, emphasizing that these were not mere stories, but truths to live by. The young man accepted the challenge eagerly. Day 1. Keeping secrets. As the first sun rose, the wise man shared the first lesson. Never reveal others' secrets. What is shared in confidence must remain confidential. Betraying trust breeds discord and damages relationships. The young man absorbed this lesson, understanding the importance of trust and confidentiality. Secrets are sacred. They are the unspoken promises we make to those who confide in us. When someone shares a secret, they are offering a piece of their vulnerability, trusting that it will be safeguarded. To betray that trust is to shatter a bond that may never be repaired. A wise person understands the gravity of this responsibility and holds the secrets of others with utmost respect. Day 2. Concealing Plans. On the second day, the sage advised, "Do not reveal all your plans. Not everyone wishes for your success. Sharing your intentions can attract unnecessary obstacles. Let your results speak for themselves." The young man pondered deeply on this wisdom, recognizing the power of discretion. In life, our ambitions and goals are often met with varying degrees of support and opposition. Revealing our plans to everyone can sometimes invite negativity and envy, which can act as obstacles. By keeping our plans to ourselves and letting our achievements speak, we avoid unnecessary interference and criticism. A wise person understands the value of moving in silence and allows their success to be the loudest noise. Day 3. Avoiding complaints. The third lesson was about personal complaints. Avoid sharing your personal grievances with everyone. Spreading negativity only breeds resentment and does not resolve conflicts. Seek reconciliation or forgiveness, but do not let the poison spread. This struck a chord with the young man, who realized the value of maintaining a positive outlook. Complaints, while sometimes necessary, often do more harm than good when shared indiscriminately. They spread negativity and can create a toxic environment. A wise person understands the importance of addressing issues directly with those involved rather than broadcasting grievances. This approach not only fosters resolution, but also maintains a positive atmosphere. Day 4. True Generosity. On the 4th day, the wise man said, "Do not brag about your acts of kindness. True generosity does not seek reward or recognition. Let your actions be their own reward, creating invisible but deeply felt ripples of goodwill." The young man felt a deep peace as he began to understand the depth of this shared wisdom. Generosity is a virtue best practiced quietly. When we boast about our good deeds, we taint the purity of the act with the desire for recognition. True kindness is selfless and does not seek validation. It is the quiet acts of generosity that often have the most profound impact, creating ripples of positivity that spread far and wide. A wise person lets their actions speak for themselves, finding joy in the act of giving itself. Day 5. Speaking of others' flaws. The fifth lesson was about speaking ill of others. Avoid speaking about others' flaws and mistakes. It's a destructive habit that leads to pride and resentment. Instead, seek understanding and empathy, for we are all human and imperfect. A feeling of empathy began to grow in the young man as he listened intently. Criticizing others' flaws is a futile exercise that breeds negativity and resentment. It is easy to point out imperfections, but it takes wisdom to understand and empathize. Everyone has their own struggles and shortcomings, and by focusing on understanding rather than judging, we foster a more compassionate and supportive environment. A wise person recognizes that we are all imperfect and chooses to uplift rather than criticize. Day 6. Expressing fears. On the sixth day, the wise man advised, "Never express your fears without reason to anyone. Expressing them frequently without filter amplifies others' power over you. Instead, seek to understand their origin and face them with courage." For the first time in his life, the young apprentice began to feel the strength in silence and introspection. Fears are deeply personal and should be handled with care. By expressing our fears indiscriminately, we give others power over us and amplify our own anxiety. A wise person takes the time to understand the root of their fears and faces them with courage and resilience. This approach not only strengthens their own resolve, but also prevents unnecessary worry and concern among others. Day 7. Discussing wealth. On the final day, the sage shared, "Avoid making your wealth or possessions a topic of conversation. They do not define your worth or character, and their exposure invites envy and materialism. True wealth lies in your heart and mind, not in your material treasure." Thus, the week of silence ended, and the young man was transformed. He no longer felt the need to fill the silence with words, finding satisfaction in calmness, wisdom in introspection, and strength in silent resilience. Wealth and possessions are superficial measures of success. They do not define who we are or our worth as individuals. By flaunting our material wealth, we invite envy and materialism, which can erode relationships and create a false sense of value. True wealth lies in our character, wisdom, and the richness of our experiences. A wise person understands this and chooses to focus on the intangible treasures of life. The young man thanked the wise man and departed, not with a story to tell, but with profound wisdom to live by. This story illustrates the 7 things we should keep to ourselves, not as secrets, but as principles for a harmonious and respectful life. These are others' secrets, personal plans, complaints, acts of kindness, others' flaws, personal fears, and our material possessions. The 12 things a wise person never says. With these 7 vital principles in mind, let's explore the 12 things a wise person never says. Intelligence is not solely measured by intellectual capacity or grades, but also by wisdom, decision-making, judgment, and emotional control. A wise person thinks carefully before speaking to avoid saying something inappropriate, as a wrong phrase can leave a lasting negative impression. 1. Gossip and spreading rumors. A wise person never engages in gossip or spreading rumors. Revealing secrets compromises others' trust, undermining the foundations of relationships. Wisdom lies in loyalty and the ability to keep confidential information, showing respect for others and preserving the integrity of relationships. Gossip is a destructive force that can ruin reputations and damage relationships. It thrives on half-truths and speculation, often causing more harm than good. A wise person understands the power of words and chooses to use them constructively. By refraining from gossip, they maintain their integrity and build stronger, more trusting relationships. 2. Rash words. A wise person thinks through everything they say. They control their tongue and consider their words carefully to avoid causing harm. Speaking hastily often leads to undesirable consequences, reflecting impulsivity and a lack of consideration. Words spoken in haste can never be taken back. They often cause unintended harm and can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. A wise person takes a moment to consider the impact of their words before speaking, ensuring that their communication is thoughtful and measured. This approach not only prevents unnecessary hurt, but also fosters clearer and more effective dialogue. 3. Provocations. Avoiding provocations and disputes demonstrates emotional intelligence. Seeking conflict leads to unnecessary tensions and the deterioration of relationships. A wise person understands that effective communication is based on constructive and respectful dialogue, not heated arguments. Provocations are often a test of one's emotional control. Responding to provocations with anger or aggression only escalates the situation, leading to unnecessary conflict. A wise person recognizes the futility of such interactions and chooses to respond with calmness and composure. This not only diffuses potential conflicts, but also sets a positive example for others. 4. Lying. While everyone lies occasionally, wise individuals understand that honesty is the foundation of long-lasting and healthy relationships. Lies undermine trust and create a complex web of falsehoods that eventually become unsustainable. Lies may provide temporary relief or advantage, but they always come at a cost. They erode trust and create a tangled web of deception that becomes increasingly difficult to maintain. A wise person values honesty and transparency, understanding that trust is built on a foundation of truth. By being honest, they foster trust and respect in their relationships. 5. Mocking people. Mocking others for trivial reasons like skin color, beliefs, or social class reveals a lack of empathy and emotional intelligence. Intelligent people recognize that mutual respect is essential for building healthy and productive relationships. Mocking others is a reflection of one's own insecurities and lack of empathy. It creates a hostile environment and alienates people. A wise person understands the importance of respect and kindness, choosing to uplift others rather than belittle them. This approach not only strengthens relationships, but also promotes a culture of inclusivity and understanding. 6. Making light promises. A wise person avoids making promises they can't keep. They understand the importance of honoring their commitments and recognize that making impulsive promises can bring future difficulties. Promises are a measure of one's reliability and integrity. Making promises lightly and failing to keep them damages one's reputation and trustworthiness. A wise person carefully considers their commitments before making promises, ensuring that they can honor them. This builds trust and demonstrates reliability. 7. Words fueled by anger. Words spoken in anger can cause lasting harm. A wise person understands that anger is a fleeting emotion and avoids communicating impulsively during moments of emotional intensity. Anger is a powerful emotion that can cloud judgment and lead to regrettable actions. Words spoken in anger often cause deep wounds that take time to heal. A wise person practices self-control, choosing to pause and reflect before responding. This not only prevents unnecessary conflict, but also allows for more thoughtful and constructive communication. 8. Judging someone's appearance. Judgments about others' appearances can be harmful and offensive. Intelligent people avoid making superficial comments. understanding that such observations can cause discomfort and negatively impact relationships. Judging others based on their appearance is a superficial and unfair practice. It overlooks the complexity and richness of their character and experiences. A wise person looks beyond the surface, valuing people for their inner qualities and contributions. This approach fosters deeper and more meaningful connections. 9. Overgeneralizations. Avoiding generalizations and stereotypes is fundamental for respectful dialogue. Intelligent people recognize the uniqueness of each individual and understand that generalizations often create a distorted and unjust reality. Generalizations and stereotypes simplify complex human experiences into narrow and often inaccurate categories. They perpetuate misunderstandings and prejudice. A wise person acknowledges the diversity of human experiences and refrains from making sweeping statements. They seek to understand individuals on their own terms, fostering a more inclusive and respectful environment. 10. Words devoid of empathy. A wise person knows how to listen with empathy and avoids expressing words that could be insensitive or indifferent. By choosing words that show understanding and compassion, a wise person fosters deeper connections. Empathy is the cornerstone of effective communication. It allows us to connect with others on a deeper level and understand their experiences and feelings. Words devoid of empathy create distance and misunderstanding. A wise person listens actively and responds with compassion, building trust and rapport in their interactions. 11. Negative and self-defeating affirmations. A wise person avoids affirmations that limit or diminish themselves or others. Negative self-talk or belittling others reflects a lack of self-confidence and can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our words have the power to shape our reality. Negative affirmations can limit our potential and create a mindset of defeat. A wise person chooses to focus on positive and empowering language, both for themselves and others. This fosters a growth mindset and encourages resilience and optimism. 12. Underestimating others' abilities. Belittling or underestimating someone's capabilities reveals a lack of respect and understanding of human potential. A wise person seeks to appreciate and encourage the potential in others, fostering an environment where everyone can thrive. Underestimating others limits their opportunities and stifles collaboration. It reflects a narrow view of human potential. A wise person recognizes the unique talents and abilities of each individual and seeks to nurture and support them. This creates a more inclusive and dynamic environment where everyone can contribute their best. Conclusion. I hope you find these insights helpful in your journey toward wisdom and better communication. Remember, the ability to manage emotions and choose the right words is essential for maintaining peace and respect in all human interactions. Thank you for reading, and may these principles guide you toward a more harmonious and understanding life.